Today we're going to be installing Canards on my ERAY.
This video is sponsored by ACS Composite, makers of quality products for your Corvette.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Scott, and today this is the second part of our two-part series about the front splitter for a Z06 or ERAY from ACS Composite. Now, in the first video I showed you how to install this, how to take the old one off, how to put the new one on, and you can see just how well this looks. It just looks wonderful. It fits perfect, and it just looks awesome. But then ACS went ahead and they came out with a Canard for it also. Okay, so those of you that either wanted to get a Z07 package when you did your Z06, or as you know, you don't even have that option on the ERAY, but since they share the front nose, they did that, and they made it so you didn't have to cut the holes and the slots into the bumper. So this is completely 100% reversible if need be. So as you can see here, there is a slot they have put in here, which will end up going, a screw will end up going through here. We'll show you how to do that. We're going to mark that, we'll get it drilled, and we'll get it all in there. But then you have the other screw right here. So you've got a screw down at the bottom, screw right here that goes into the wheel well, and then you've got two-sided stick tape that's going to stick it onto the car. So it's going to end up looking basically like this, okay? And it is true to form. It follows that bumper almost exactly perfect. I shouldn't say almost, it does. It actually follows it perfectly. And so you're not ever taking the chance, you can see that just looks beautiful, but you're not taking any chances of ever hurting your bumper. There's other companies out there that they'll sell you the Canard, but then you've got to drill these out. And a lot of them, they're not coming with templates, so you try to figure that out. That's not cool. This is completely reversible. So this part, I'm excited about, and I can't wait for it to get done. So you can see right there how that's going to look. We're going to do that on both sides. So go ahead, sit back and relax, and I'm going to show you how it's done. Hey everybody, I hope you're enjoying the video that you're watching right now. I just wanted to take a break just for a second and let you know what's about to happen with Corvette Channel. We are going to be a couple different things. One, we are going to be launching a new website. That website is www.corvettechannel.net, and it's going to have lots of different things. Corvette apparel, Corvette parts from various different companies, and how you know I've always been able to try to save you a little bit of money. We're going to try to do that also through this website, okay? But the big piece of all this, and the most exciting part of all of what I've got to tell you, is that we're going to be launching our own live show, and it's going to be called Corvette Channel Live, and it's going to debut on January 8th, which is a Thursday at 5 p.m. My friends Jack and Kevin, they're going to be on the show with me, and we're going to be able to talk about just about anything that has related to Corvette, as well as some of the funny things and things that us guys always seem to talk about, right? But we'll be able to do that on here, and we'll have the live chat. You guys can chime in, ask questions, give us some information, all that type of stuff. We've also secured some sponsors for the show, and the first three that have signed up, I want to let them know I appreciate them. That's Extreme Online Store, as well as Solar Performance and Paragon Performance. Okay, so they've got us with lots of prizes to give away, and we're going to be pushing that all the way down the road. So I hope you guys tune in. The only thing you got to do, and I've been begging you guys to do it, and nobody seems to do it for whatever reason, is subscribe. So all you got to do to be able to get some really cool items, and I'm not kidding you, these are nice stuff, okay, is to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment on the video, and then what we'll do is we will randomly pick, well, I'll have a computer generated picker pick the name for the winner of that week. Okay, so and so we'll probably be doing at least 4 giveaways a month. Okay, so depending on what it is, but there's some stuff that's pretty darn cool that I saw coming down the pipe. Okay, so guys, thanks again for watching the video today. Thank you all, those of you that have subscribed already, please, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. But guys, let's make 2026 get us all the way to the finish line, okay? We've got over 120,000 viewers, but I only have 20,000 subscribers. So I need to get that, I want to get over that 100,000 mark in 2026. And I think by doing all of the things that we're doing this coming year, I think we're going to get there, okay? So, and none of these prizes will cost you a dime, and it doesn't cost anything to subscribe either. So just help me out a little bit, and let's have some fun. Hopefully, we will see you on that show, on the live show. I hope to see a whole pile of you out there, and that's going to be January 8th at 5 p.m., okay? So thanks for watching, and back to the video. So what we've got here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to be putting on our very first canard, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to come right over here. We're going to kind of set it up here. You can see that it's going to look really, really nice, right? Okay, so what we've got to do is you're going to need to put this two-sided stick tape comes with it. I did this part off camera, but I went ahead and I put it on. I used the included adhesion promoter, let it dry, and then I put my sticky tabs on here, and then you can see that I left the extra pieces on here so I can pull them off. Okay, so I'm going to set this down right this second. Now, you're also going to have 2 of these little templates. Okay, one of them, this one here, is marked passenger, as you can see right here. See PSGR. Okay, and it is a self-centering part. So you'll put this on here, you'll feel it. It's gonna be exactly right there. Okay? You can't get that out of whack. It just fits exactly where it's gonna go. Then what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use a 3/16 drill bit. Okay? Alright? And we're gonna take our template and we're going to go ahead and we're going to drill a hole. Okay, we're going to drill that hole right here into this little hole. Okay, just like so. Now remember, you only want to go through this first layer. Alright, so once it goes through, don't keep drilling. There we go, just like that. Okay, now we've got that hole. Alright. Then what we're going to do is we're going to change it. We're going to go to a 5/16 drill bit. Okay, just like that. And we'll wallow that out. There we go. I don't want to drill through. I guess I didn't get it in the chuck good enough, but we'll get that going. Okay. These are brand new drill bits, so they're very, very, very grabby. So I'm going to try to get those burrs out of the way, and then we'll try to get this to. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right, so we got that one done. Okay. Now, what we did in the very beginning, guys, we did the very first, when we first started part 1, we dropped all of our tray, okay, underneath the car. So that we've already done. So if you had not already, if you already had your splitter and you're just putting the canards on and you don't know how to pull the bottom up, go look back at part 1, and it's going to show you exactly how to pull everything apart, okay? But it's just a bunch of 7mm screws and 15 Torx. But you can go back and refer to that part of the video. But what we're going to do here, so I can reach up in here now and I can see that, okay? So now that I used my template, okay? So I've got my template here, right? Now you can see what I'm about to do here. I've got my razor knife, okay? And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually score these lines right here, okay? So we're going to do that. Okay, we'll do that a couple of times here. Okay, and what that's going to do is it's going to allow us, we'll be able to use this template now becomes a backing plate for the part. Okay, so now we can take that, we can start to bend it out of the way. Okay, so once we've got our piece scored and we've got our piece cut out here, we're going to go ahead and take our little spring clip and we're going to put it right here like this. Okay? You can see that right there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put some two-sided stick tape on here. And what we're doing here is literally just doing it enough that we can get the we can get this to stay up there. And you'll see what I'm about to do here in just a second. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to take this. I'm going to pull this little bit of the tab free. So get rid of the sticky tape. So we have our red tab here like that. I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. Let me get a nice fresh piece here. Okay, we're going to put it right here. See right here. Okay, and we're going to go here like that. And we're going to come out a little bit again, tear that off, and then we'll be able to peel the sticky free here. There we go. So we'll be able to pull that free like that. And we'll do it right to there. We'll get rid of this extra sticky tape. Okay, so now what we've got is we've got our pull tab, so we can actually pull this out from underneath here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab a screw, and then there's 4 of these screws included in the kit. And 2 of them go on the wheel wells and the other one goes down through here. So basically what you're doing is you're sandwiching this onto this piece here, onto the top of the splitter. So now what I'm doing here is I'm gonna reach up in here, just like this, and I can see this where the screw hole is. Now, I think when I do the other side, I'll grab my glasses and we'll go ahead and I'll show you exactly, but you saw how easy that was. And so what I'm doing now, I'm just going to pull the sticky tape. Okay, there's that one. And let's grab the other one. There we go. So then I can pull this up. So I can go ahead and get this right where I want it. Okay, so now I've got my screw here, and I can go ahead and I can tighten this down. Now, by me tightening this down like this, it's just making the sticky tape stick inside, up on the bottom of this rod, the splitter. So then what I can do here now is I can go ahead and I can pull this free, just like so, and I can leave it up, just like that. All right, so once we got our screw right here, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take this screw out of the wheel well. So the kit comes with 4 screws. 2 of them are Torx and 2 of them are 7mm. Okay, so you'll take the Torx screw and you will have it for over here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this on. We're just gonna set this down in place, let it slide into place. Okay, then we're gonna wrap this little guy around the fender. Okay, like that. Then we're gonna use our little spacer and we'll put that in here. And then we'll go ahead and we'll put the Torx in. Let's see if we can get that to go. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and we'll tighten this up. Okay, so now we know exactly where it's going to fit, and you can look right here and you can see that this is a really, really nice fit. And that looks great, okay? So now what we need to do is we don't want to put adhesion promoter just everywhere. We don't want to blindly do that, right? Because then it can stain the paint, but even if it doesn't stain it, it just kind of discolors it, and makes it look pretty nasty. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to take the tape and I'm just going to mark off exactly where right where the canard fits. Okay, so this way I'll know exactly where the adhesion promoter needs to go. Okay, so I'm just kind of putting that up there. Okay. I've got the wider tape, so it doesn't want to bend as well as normal. But we're gonna we'll get it there. There we go. All right. Okay, and then we're gonna come down. This doesn't have to be rocket science, guys. All you're doing is you're just making sure that you're gonna know right where to put your adhesion promoter. Now, if you guys have never used adhesion promoter before, it basically makes the area that your sticky is sticking to about 2 to 3 times stronger than the adhesion, the sticky tape by itself. Okay, so we'll do that, just like that. Then we can come up here. We can do the same thing up here. So we can get that going. Just like that. Okay. Okay, so now you can see here that this is basically what we got going on. I didn't make that look really, really clean, but it really doesn't need to be. So now what I can do is I can go ahead and I can pull this loose. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this screw out again. Okay, pull that out of the way. And then I can go ahead and I can pull this free. just like that. And I can pull this little guy up and out of there. Come on. Come on. There we go. And we can pull that off. So we'll set that down. So now what you guys can see right here is that this is pretty much where our sticky tape, or our sticky tape is going to end up being, right? And this is where we're going to use our adhesion promoter. So then what we can do here is that we can go ahead and we can do that. We can put the adhesion promoter down here. We'll tear it open. These are included in the kit, guys. Okay. And then we're going to go like right here. Okay, just like that. And then we'll let that dry. Now, depending on the temperature, it may take a couple minutes. Sometimes if it's real hot, it can go really fast. But we'll go ahead and we'll leave it just like that for right this minute. Okay. It's dry now, finally. So now what we can do is we can go ahead, we can put these in. And go ahead and get this going. We're going to slide these. Slide this stuff out of the way here. We'll get that on. See if we can get these little dudes to play nice. We'll pull that one right there like that. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we'll get those out of the way. And then we can slide this on. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this little guy, wrap it around again, remember. And then we'll take our tab, our spacer here, our spacer in. And then we'll put it in our screw. There we go. And we'll get this one to start. Okay. Now we know exactly where this little guy is going to go. So now at that point, what we can do is we can pull these little tabs. If I can get I got one of them that got stuck up in there. We'll just pull it out. There's one. There's the other one. And we got one more right here. Just got to get him out there. There it is. Get him out there just a little bit more. There we go. So I'm going to pull these old dudes. Pull those. Pull that. And that's going to be able to grab. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start pulling this one. And this one is just peeling it back this direction. It goes up against the car. Just like that. And we'll get it completely up and out of there. There we go. Alright. So now that is right where it needs to be. So now we've got our screw here that we just got to tighten. So we're going to grab our 7mm wrench. Okay. And we're going to be able to tighten it up. So first you'll have to stick it in there like so. And then eventually it will go down enough that you can get the head of the wrench on there. almost there. Yeah. There we go. Tighten that down, and you saw that that bracket underneath there is sandwiching this all together. So this makes it nice and tight. It's not going anywhere. Okay. There you have it. That's side one. Now we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put my glasses on, and I'm gonna let you see a right up close setup. We'll do that on the other side. All right, guys. When I was doing the other side, I still wasn't used to having these glasses, so I should have been able to give you the bird's eye view, but I didn't. So we're gonna do that on this side, okay? I realized it about halfway through the other side, so I just finished it. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do this one where you guys can actually see. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So let me make sure that we are recording. Okay, so we've just started recording. And so you can see that we've got nothing on here. So now what we've got to do is we've got a few different things we've got to do here. One, and I'm going to back over this way. This is self-centering. So this will go exactly, you kind of wiggle it around. You'll feel exactly where it needs to go. Okay, right like that. Okay, then we're going to take our 3/16 drill bit and we're going to drill that down. Okay, just like that. Now we've got our pilot hole made. Now we'll go ahead, we'll change our drill bit and go to a 5/16. Okay, and now we'll drill that hole. Okay, let me see if I can get some extra light here going on. There we go. All right. And we're going to go ahead and drill that one out. Okay. Okay. This drill bit is really, really strong. It's really fresh. So I don't want it to... There we go. Got that going. Okay. Now that we've got our hole drilled, we're going to go ahead and, like I said, we've got to go ahead and score our template here because we've got to be able to reuse it. So this is going to end up being used underneath the splitter, so you won't see this piece, but it is something that we need. So we're going to score that a couple times. We'll see if we can go ahead and bend this and get it to break open. Okay, like that. Okay. See, we're getting close, guys. There we go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we need to be able to put our little metal clip in here. So I've got to go ahead and clip these little ears right here. So we're going to clip those. Okay, get rid of that. All right, so now this little unit sits in here like this, right? It's going to go like basically just like that, but underneath. So we want to make sure that our clip, let's see, yeah, it goes like that. Okay, just like so. So now I'm just going to go underneath there and I'm just going to show you right here. You can see the hole. Let me turn some lights on here and you can see it. So there you go. So that's what it looks like right there. Okay, so all we're doing is we're just putting that like right here. But what we've got to do is we've got to have some sticky tape that we're going to put right here and right here. Okay, so we're just going to just go ahead and we'll do that. These don't have to be all nice and pretty, because all here, you'll understand here in just a second that all we're doing is just making sure that this little plate stays up there when we go to, we put our screw in it. So you'll see what I'm talking about here in just a second. The way they did this is pretty genius. I really think that they did a good job with this. Let's see if we can get this to go. Here in my sticky tape. Alright, so now we've got 2 screws. Remember that I said that we use the 7mm that goes into this one. We'll use the hex or the 15 Torx in the wheel well. So now, like I said, what we're doing is we're going up here like this, and we're going to put that in there, like just like that. So we're going to put our screw down through here. Let me see if you can see that. Okay, we're going to put our screw through and start it. Okay, and then we're going to kind of pull up. And then at that point, we can come back up here. And let me see, what did I do with my screw gun? Well, we can cheat. We can go ahead and we can do this with my drill. Okay, so now all we're going to do, we're just going to hold this from underneath. We're going to tighten this up just a little bit. And all that's doing is just setting the sticky tape, right? Then at that point, what we're going to do is we can just back this off just a little bit. Bring that up to like so. Doesn't have to be. All right, so we're going to go ahead and test fit it. So what we've got to do is we've got to take our screw out right here. It's our second one up. Pull that one out. We're not going to use that screw anymore. We're going to end up using this longer one that came in the kit. Okay, so now we're going to leave our sticky tape on it first, and we're just going to slide it up over that screw. You can see right there. Then what happens here is this just kind of gets bowed out and over, right? It's going to go there. And now we have our little spacer. Okay, it goes in there like that. Okay. And then we'll put our screw in. Right? And then we'll tighten it up. Alright. So now that is right where it belongs. Okay, you can see how that's going to sit. You can see how that is all the way down. Take a look at that. That gap is perfect. It's like super flush. Okay? And this is what's going to end up locking down. Hopefully you can see that screw right there. We're going to use a 7mm wrench to tighten that down after we apply the sticky tape. Now, what we've got to do is we've got to be able to use adhesion promoter. And I spoke about this before, but you want to be able to use, you don't want this adhesion promoter to be getting all over the paint. So you're basically, you're going to do this. You're going to mark it with the tape all the way around. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then we'll go like here. Now I've got PPF on this bumper, so the sticky doesn't want to stick very well, and that's why we're going to end up using the adhesion promoter, because that's going to make it stick. Okay, but all we're doing this is just for an outline. Okay, so it's not drastic, but this sticks. It just needs to stick long enough that we can get where we know exactly where we're supposed to put our adhesion promoter. Okay, just like that. Alright, and then the same thing goes right here too. We're going to go here, right? We'll try to go inboard just a little bit. and like so. And you'll see exactly what I'm doing here in just a minute, guys. But this is what you're doing. You're just really gonna mark. You're just marking where, because when we take this canard off, we'll know exactly where our stuff goes. Okay, so let's get that up and out of the way. Don't want that to be on there. That one's being ornery. This needs to go up and out of the way here. See if I can get some light on the subject. Okay, here, get underneath that one, right there. Okay, so now we've got an outline all the way around, so you can see, okay? Now what we can do is we can go ahead and we can take this back off. All right, that's off. We can pull our little spacer out. Then we can go ahead and we can pull this out away, okay? Then we can take this off. So now what you guys can see is you can see exactly what is being covered by the winglet itself, the canard. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my adhesion promoter and I'm going to rub it all over the area that is where the sticky tape is going to be. Just like that. All right, so now we just have to let that dry. Okay, so once that dries, now we can go ahead and we can pull our tape off now, because we don't need this on here anymore. Okay. And this typically, as you can see, it'll start to haze, and it'll attempt to actually get a little sticky itself. Okay, so but basically we're just waiting for this to dry. No more than about 60 seconds, and then it'll be ready to go. All right. Well, once we've got that done, it's dried now. We can go ahead and we can start to pull our tape back. I'm going to pull it back here so we can grab them. And we'll go ahead and we'll get this one started over here like that also. And then we'll be able to go ahead and pull get our screws lined up into there. And I think you guys can see what I'm doing here. Let's see if I can get this going. You can see it's in the slot now, right? And then I can go ahead and I can bring this around. Just like so. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our little spacer in. And then we'll take our screw gun with our screw in it. Alright, and we'll get it started. Okay, now once that's done, what we can do is we can pull our tabs. So we've got all of our tabs here. See that? Pull those out, pull that off, pull this one. This is just going to come right up like so. And we'll be able to pull that right out of there. There we go. Alright, then we're going to stick that down. You can see that that's in there nice and tight. And then all we've got to do is just tighten this one screw down. And hopefully you guys can see that. We'll go ahead and get get this down just a little bit here so we can get the ratchet part of it down. I think we can do now. And now we can go ahead and we can tighten this down. Alright. Guys, that's it. Take a look at that. It's like a glove. Okay. So now this would be the time, if you manage to get anything on, I don't think I did, if there's any residue from the adhesion promoter, you would want to wipe this down.
Protected at front door.
Just like that. Okay. And also check right here, the bottom. I didn't get anything on anything, but this is the time that you would want to check it. Okay, while it's still fairly fresh. Okay. So take a look at that. You can see here that just fits like a glove. That little burr there. There we go. Okay, so we got that. This goes all the way around here. It's bolted through here, sticky taped on. You can see that thing is not going anywhere. So guys, once we've got both of our canards on, now we can go ahead and we can put the bottom back together. Okay, so all we've got to do is put our 4 little compartment doors back on and we're good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the camera back underneath so you can actually see me go ahead and put that together, and then we'll be done. All right, guys, we are under the car. We are finally getting ready to be able to put everything together, okay? And we're almost finished. So, got my light on here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this up here. And I'm just gonna start a couple screws just to be able to say we've got something going here. Okay? So this will just get us started. And we'll just get that going, all right? So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start putting our screws up inside here. Let's see if I can get a hold of some of them. All right. We're looking up in here. All right. There we go. So we're gonna get that started. All right, so now we got that. Now we can go ahead and we can put this other one up and get it up here. So we're gonna have another screw right here. This one, use that one to set it. Just like that. Right, like so. There we go. Just like that. Goes up in there like that. All right. Get one of the screws up here to start. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start the screws. But I'm not going to tighten them all up yet. So now we can come over here and we can get these going. One up in there. Just like that. Like that. Okay. Put one right here. Now we can go ahead and start putting them in over here. Alright, so we've just got our little skid plates. They're going to go here, here, and here, and then 2 in the center, and then the 3 on the other side. So you're going to be using the screw in the back of the skid pad, and you're going to put it on. Okay, and you're going to be pointing them basically straight out, just like so. You want to orientate them, and you can just loosen them just a hair so you can maneuver them around. Okay, and then we're going to do that all the way across. Just like so. Okay, just like that. Again, you're going to be pointing them straight out as the car would be moving forward. So you're going to be kind of like that. We're going to get another one here. We'll put it on. Okay. Okay, just like that. Put it here like so. That's pretty straight. All right. Do the same thing over here. just snugging them up. We'll tighten them up completely when we're done here. But we're just gonna get them all in place. Just like that. 2 more. Just like that. And 1 more. There we go. Alright, so now that we've got them on there, all we've got to do now is we're just going to go ahead and drill out our front hole into the rivet so that we can rivet those onto the front. Alright guys, so the last thing we've got to do is we've got to drill our 3/16 hole here on every one of these. We've got them all lined up going straight out, so we're just going to go ahead and drill the hole. Okay. And you only want to go through just the first layer. You don't want to go up through the second one. So we're going to just drill these holes. And 1 more. Okay. And then, at that point, we're just going to run our rivets up there. And I've got my rivet gun here ready. And I have an air riveter that saves me a little bit of time, a little bit of pain. But if you have a regular riveter, that'll work too. I'm very excited about the fact that I'm going to have some protection in here now, right? I mean, these will be the sacrificial lambs, so the splitter isn't going to get all chewed up like it used to. You guys remember my C7? That was terrible. I was always scraping that one. And we're down to the last one, guys. All right, now, last thing I gotta do is tighten these screws up. Okay, and we're done. So guys, I want to thank you today for watching the last 2 episodes. In the first episode, you saw us how we put the front splitter on, this one-piece, beautiful one-piece front splitter with the protection on the bottom of it to be able to be the sacrificial lamb instead of your splitter. And it just looked great. And then in the second half, the second part, which you just got done watching, you saw how it was to be able to put these side canards on, and it gives you the option that you didn't have on the E-Ray at all. And And those of you that have the Z06s, a lot of you tried to get a Z07 package and you just couldn't because they're always on constraint. Well, now here's your opportunity, and it looks great. Without having to drill and cut all the holes in the side of the bumper, this is completely 100% reversible if you ever decided that you wanted to change it. So guys, I want to say that ACS knocked this out of the park. I mean, they really did. It's super stable, it works great, it looks awesome, and you know, I don't think you could have done any better, and it's just a really good fit, and I totally love it. I can't believe that it looks as good as it does. It's just perfect as far as I'm concerned. So guys, if you guys are in the need or want to be able to get this set up for your car, be sure and go to acscomposite.com, and they will be able to get you all of the goodies that you need, okay? So, and if you happen to talk to any of them over there, be sure and tell them that Scott from Corvette Channel sent you over there, okay? So guys, I want to thank you all for watching. But again, you guys are watching a lot, but I want to thank you for doing that. If you guys have not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell so you'll be alerted of all of our next uploads. And guys, it doesn't cost you nothing to do it. So just hit the bell or just hit the like button. But do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. It will really, really help the channel grow, okay? So, and those of you that are watching all the time, thank you. Tell all your friends. I appreciate it, but we're trying to grow. Let's get this thing going, and let's see if we can get up to 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be awesome. I would really love that. So, guys, stay tuned. We've got a lot of stuff coming. Since I got the E-Ray, I had done just about everything I could do to my Stingray, but since I got the E-Ray, I've had a lot of sponsors that are sending me parts, and we're doing things on this car. We're just having a good time with it, and I'm being able to show you lots of stuff. And guys, we've got some really cool stuff coming down the pipe here soon, so stay tuned, okay? Again, thanks for watching today, and until next time, we'll catch you later.
Thank you for watching the Corvette channel. Don't forget to hit subscribe.
I think the girls with their nails done now.